It is one of the best vacation destinations in the country, the Tampa Bay area and downtown St. Pete, where tonight two sides atop the Eastern Conference table clash at Al Lang Stadium. The Tampa Bay Rowdies and New York Red Bulls too. Welcome inside the booth. Great to have you with us. Drew Felios alongside Ryan Davis. We are so excited for this one. So many great storylines to talk about, like the Rowdies' 11-match unbeaten streak. But Ryan, pretty much this is the top offensive team in USL Championship in New York Red Bulls too, and the best defensive team in Tampa Bay.
That's the reason why these two teams are number one and number two respectively. The Red Bulls commit players forward and they take their chances. They have skilled players up front, and on the other side, the Rowdies build from the bottom up. They take on the persona of their head coach, Neil Collins, with Pape Diakite, Tarek Morad, and Caleb Richards. They have the most sound defense in the USL today. All
right, Ryan, let's take a look at this New York Red Bulls 2 side. Tom Barlow was their top scoring threat, but he has just signed an MLS contract. So Jared Stroud is going to have to step up that offensive attack.
Jared Stroud is the creative playmaker of this team. He wears the number 10 hat. He takes on the responsibility, coming in from the left wing and creating chances for himself and other players as well. He's the one player the Rowdies have to keep a track of tonight.
And John McCarthy, the Rowdies keeper, 6 clean sheets, best in USL Championship. How clutch has he been?
John McCarthy is the backbone of this Rowdies team. He's the number 1 in clean sheets, number 5 in saves in the USL. He bleeds confidence into this centre-back line of Diakite, Richards, and Morad. John McCarthy is priceless for this team.
High stakes here tonight at Al Lang Stadium. The Rowdies and Red Bulls too. We've got the kickoff coming up next.
This is St. Pete Clearwater, home to 35 miles of white sand bliss. But it's more than emerald surf and Gulf breezes. The beach is an attitude. It's the vibe of life, nature, art, music, or whatever brings you joy. Experience the American tropics right here in St. Pete Clearwater. Love the beach.
At Morgan Auto Group, we have one goal:
being the one dealer you turn to for all of your automotive needs.
We have over 30 dealerships and more than 20 brands.
And thousands of vehicles to choose from at prices that won't have your budget in the box. With guarantees that give you more than just peace of mind.
Nice hockey reference.
Just putting the biscuit in the basket, Tyler.
Nobody says that right.
Agree to disagree? Because when you make it Morgan,
we make it happen.
This is my kind of happy hour.
My kind of joyride.
My kind of nightlife.
Whether you're just finding your stride or making the golden years look good, Florida Blue goes beyond health insurance, investing in the health and communities of all Floridians, so you can feel good saying, "That's my kind of blue."
This is my kind of blue.
This is my kind of blue.
This is my kind of blue.
Al Lang Stadium rocking tonight, and we're just about set for Tampa Bay Rowdies and New York Red Bulls 2. USL Championship Soccer from downtown St. Pete. Tonight's formations brought to you by Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. New York Red Bulls 2. Keep an eye on number 11, Marcus Epps, the right midfielder, former South Florida Bull. Also Preston Kilwine, number 55, part of that back line, played for the Rowdies U23 squad a couple years ago. For the Rowdies, they've got a couple former Red Bulls suiting up. David Natcham, miraculous return he had earlier this year after missing a year with a torn ACL, and Andrew Tenari, who has fit right in to the Rowdies' attack here in 2019. As we get set for kickoff, let's check in with the third member of our crew. What is up, Heather Donnelly?
Hey, Drew, there's a familiar face in the house tonight. Joe Cole is back for a visit, and he spent the last couple of days catching up with old teammates, even lacing up the old boots to join in on a team training session earlier this week. And right now, as I speak, he's helping out with the coin toss as one of tonight's honorary captains. The former Rowdies midfielder and Chelsea FC star retired from professional soccer after last season, and I'll be catching up with him at halftime to hear all about what he's been up to lately, so stay tuned for that. Drew?
Oh, we cannot wait. Heather, of course, Joe Cole still has remained very good friends with Neil Collins, the Rowdies head coach, who has done just a sensational job here in his second season. The other side, though, John Walnick, one of the best in USL Championship, former New York Red Bull player, 2 men's national teams caps for the United States to his credit as well. 2 teams with tremendous talent, well coached, great fan bases as well. But Joe Cole tonight, fans certainly going to notice. He is in the house, and it is great to see him back.
West Ham fans, Chelsea fans, Rowdies fans. Joe Cole is a legend in each one of those clubs. The attacking midfielder has created so many chances for other players and scored so many goals for himself.
Well, so many great memories with him as a Rowdy. Of course, the great bicycle kick years back. Last year, slicing and dicing. Real Salt Lake, I believe, and just great performance there at home. Rowdies and the iconic green and gold New York Red Bulls 2, and the all red here tonight. This should be a good old-fashioned Rowdies and Red Bulls 2 match. These 2 teams, these 2 sides, very, very good, of course, but they also don't particularly like each other very much. The injury report tonight: Johnson, Ziyech, Ekra, and Berry out for the Rowdies. Sean Berry, Jan Ekra trying to get back to 100%. And Boateng is out for Red Bulls 2. It's just a gorgeous night for football here at Al Link Stadium as Jared Stroud will put it in motion. Rowdies and Red Bulls 2 underway from Al Link. Ismir Pekmik, head official here tonight. Eric Wood, Heitzma, and Martis also on the crew. Red Bulls 2 struck very quickly last season when they came here to Al Link. Stroud with an early goal. Rowdies do not want to repeat that as it is cleared by McCarthy, and it takes us to our keys to the match.
Well, the Rowdies have to stay tight defensively. This New York Red Bulls team can score goals in a hurry. They commit players forward. They have skilled players in those positions, and the Rowdies have to look out. On the Red Bulls side, how do you replace Barlow? He's the #1 goal scorer in the USL, just got an MLS contract this week. They have to find a way to fill that gap and do the hardest thing in soccer, which is score goals.
Well, Select is the official ball supplier of USL Championship, many of the finest leagues in the world since 1947. Select's been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, go to SelectSportAmerica.com. That's SelectSportAmerica.com. Leo Fernandez, ball at his feet, he'll touch it back. And the Rowdies with Caleb Richards and company will set things up.
Just looking at this Red Bulls team, they are committed to the press. This is going to be a game at high octane.
Ashley Guenzati been so good for the Rowdies this season. Andrew Tenari now tries to service one, gets headed out by New York. Aduro handling it nicely, and it's Richards now for Tampa Bay.
A bit of an emotional night for Tenari. He's been so influential for this Rowdies team this season offensively, going up against the old friends in New York Red Bulls. Question is, if he scores, does he celebrate?
Rowdies coming off a 4-1 victory versus the Villages and the Lamar Hunt US Open Cup on Tuesday night. How much does that match factor in to tonight? Because it happened 4 days ago, but a lot of the Rowdies we're seeing here, guys like Fernandez and Diakite, McCarthy and Guenzati, they sat out. They did not play on Tuesday.
You know, it all depends about roster management, and Coach Collins did a great job the other night, sprinkling some starters with some young players who needed playing time, and they were rewarded by getting goals, getting minutes. So I think the Rowdies came out of that with their tails up.
Edgardo Rito, right back out of Venezuela. Now for Red Bulls 2. Here's Stroud. Jared Stroud, so dangerous. Tried the quick cross that time, and it is sent out as Ben Mines will get a hearing from Rouse Mob. Rouse Mob, of course, doing the backing behind the Rowdies goal.
Well, you just got your first glimpse at the dangerous Jared Stroud. He is 5th in the USL in chances created, and he's already created a golden chance so far tonight. With just 3 minutes in, and the Rowdies have to keep a track of that number 50, because he's going to go from sideline to sideline in the last third of the field, trying to create for this Red Bulls team.
Red Bulls 2, if you are not marking properly, if you are not on your toes, they can flat out embarrass you, can't they?
I mean, just ask the Birmingham Legion rather. They had a torrid time with the Red Bulls a week and a half ago, and they suffered by losing 5-0.
Sadi going to get called for the holds. And the Red Bulls 2 also put a 5-0 spot on the Rowdies early part of last season up in New York. Certainly a game that the Rowdies have forgotten a long time ago.
There's an old saying, if you slip, you slide when you play against the Red Bulls.
They are so technically sound. Now it's played by Mines. Ben Mines tries to cross one in. This one will slide across the pitch. And that'll be a throw-in on the far side.
Excellent early ball in by Mines. Good defending in the end by the Rowdies. Everyone was all marked up. But it just shows how the intent of this Red Bulls team, totally taking the persona of their coach, John Warlinek. He was a forward himself in his playing days. And this team wants to get goals.
Yeah, these two sides have definitely taken on the personalities of their head coaches. New York offensive, like John Warlinek used to play. Rowdies very defensive, like Neil Collins was so much known for.
You know, on both sides are so effective. These teams are 1 and 2. Top of the table clash as a result. I mean, the Red Bulls score goals, put pressure on teams with a high press, while the Rowdies take on the defensive mindset of their coach, Coach Collins. 3 centre-back system. Coach Collins was a centre-back back in his day. And they build from the bottom up, and they keep the score level for long periods of time. They don't play at a deficit, and that plays into their hands.
Asked Coach Collins about the 11-match unbeaten streak, and is it at a point where players are really going to start talking about it and sort of letting that pressure build? He says, we have not even talked about the streak just yet. The reality is, though, the Rowdies have set a record in the modern era with 11 straight matches without a defeat.
And a lot to do with that man, Pape Diakite, just taking evasive action there, but he has been the wall at the back.
Red Bulls now turning. And this ball will be touched back to McCarthy as we'll check in down on the pitch with Heather.
Hey, Drew. Today is a pretty big day for Rowdies head coach Neil Collins. It is exactly 1 year since he was announced as Rowdies head coach. It was 1 day after the Rowdies announced that they had let go head coach Stuart Campbell at the time that Neil Collins decided to retire from being a player and become the head coach. And he says, you know, it was a quick transition. There's been a lot of up and downs, but he does not regret for a single second making the decision to become a head coach. And Drew, I know you talked to him this week about how his demeanor on the sideline has evolved a little bit over the past year.
Absolutely, Heather, and I'm sure you noticed because you sit very close to him during every single Rowdies home match. But we asked Coach Collins, is there something to that? And he says, guys, I've tried very hard. In fact, I made it a point to have my emotions a lot more under control this season than last season, because the way I am emotionally, my team reflects that, and I need my guys to stay level-headed every single match, and they've done just that.
The unspoken word of being a head coach, you can't get too high and you can't get too low. Have to stay even keeled and think of the next plan, the next task at hand. And that certainly flickers through the rest of the team. We see Pape Diakite, for example. He's calmed down quite a bit and he's such a calming influence on that centre-back trio back there.
Cannot wear the emotions on your sleeve when you're a coach like you did when you were a player. A great job by Coach Collins handling this Rowdy side this season. Tarek Morad back to McCarthy, and the Rowdies will build from the back. Tampa Bay, 11 games unbeaten, trying to make it 12 in a row here tonight. In just their 3rd year in USL Championship.
Here comes that high press. When that ball goes out to the side, where the wing backs of Najim and Leo Fernandez, they're going to press them to that sideline and use the sideline as a defender. And that's where the Rowdies have to find outlets to get out of that jam or that corral.
Now here's Poku, who gets the start tonight, and he is playing for a position here against this New York side. One back though by Red Bulls 2. Stroud in the center circle, knocked around, and it'll go to McCarthy.
You know, the fact that Kwadwo Poku could not get in the starting lineup for such long periods of time is a testament to this Rowdies roster. Everyone in front of him who started before him put up such great performances and consistent performances that only now in the 11th game, Kwadwo Poku is getting a start.
So Poku in the lineup tonight. John McCarthy, 6 clean sheets. At his best in USL Championship. A lot of bests and firsts here in this contest tonight. Leo Fernandez having a tremendous season as well with 4 assists. Trying to squeeze through is Richards. He does just that. Now the Rowdies trying to get it to Tejada, trying to post up atop the 18. Adura will chase it down.
Tenari's pass, we just had too much weight on it for Tejada. It was a short space. There was a lot of heat on that pass.
Turning is Gwensati. Oh, nice ball. Here's Poku in the midfield. Touch to Tejada. They're being very physical with 17 here so far in the 11th minute. Ball's going to be serviced in and cleared by Lima. Tejada trying to get to it. Sent out, and the Rowdies will throw it in on the far side. Well, fans, you can follow the Rowdies and the rest of USL Championship all season on ESPN+, home of the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Over 2 million sports fans have already discovered ESPN+. Watch the USL Championship live every week. Sign up at ESPNplus.com. Morad now, over the top. Nicely done. Tenari trying to play it. Tejada in the box. Gets sent out just before one got there, and now Ben Mines for Red Bulls 2.
And so far in the opening 10 minutes, the Rowdies look very comfortable on the ball, even though there's a high press by the Red Bulls. The boys in green and yellow seem to be stroking the ball around the park and finding gaps.
Evan Loro, goalie for Red Bulls 2, his 8th start tonight, 23 years old. Sort of like McCarthy, nice long wingspan, 6'3" in net for New York. And there's going to be moments tonight, Ryan, where the pace is going to look very much like an MLS match. There's some serious speed on the pitch tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the keepers like Laura, who has 17 saves already this season, I can guarantee there's going to be a lot more tonight because opportunities on both ends are going to be plentiful.
Daugherty. Leo Fernandez, and the Rowdies will throw it in. 15 goals scored by Tampa Bay coming into tonight. They've only allowed 4 of them. That's a +11 goal differential. New York, meanwhile, just one better, a +12 with 22 scored and 10 allowed.
The Red Bulls have the most goals scored in a 9-game span in their club history. That's a testament to this group. But also, the longest unbeaten run by a Rowdies team is another testament to the other group. It is officially the battle of the Eastern Conference here. New York against Tampa, North against South.
Richards. Played by Poku. Switches the point of attack. Now here comes Tarek Morad. A little space to work with on that far side. And here's Najim. David Najim through 3. Trying to get by. Tripped up in the act. As Daugherty alone to defend for the Rowdies. Morad will take care of it.
That's the very reason they call him Pape the Wall Daugherty, just using his body. And at that point, there was no chance for the forward to get by.
Now it's Tenari feeding Fernandez. Left side over to Tenari.
Just looking at the attention that Leo Fernandez gets on that left-hand side. Top 5 in assists in this league. They do not want him to get any room on that left-hand side because his service is impeccable and his dribbling is completely disruptive to defenses around the league.
New York players saying they put extra preparation into this match tonight. I guarantee you, slowing down Leo Fernandez is a huge part of containing the Rowdies.
Even if that means to give some more room on the right-hand side for the Rowdies, they are willing to overload on the Rowdies left to stop Leo Fernandez.
Now it's Poku.
Oh, lovely move by
Poku with lots of space to work with. He's got all the speed and talent to do it. Trying to slide it to Tejada. See the speed of New York. Great recovery speed. Red Bulls 2 is showing here early in this match. Poku now slides it right. Rowdies attacking. Oh, sliding right at the top of the 6. It was Gwensati in position. Well played by Najim and company.
Well, even though Leo Fernandez didn't touch the ball in that sequence, they had Samba all over it. Kwadwo Poku to Najim. Najim across the face of the goal. And Sebastian Gwensati could not, and Leo Fernandez just couldn't get there. But what a build-up by the Rowdies. Didn't settle for a cross ball. Kwadwo Poku at the heart of it, getting his chance and creating flow and energy through the middle. Completely wrong-footing this Red Bulls defense.
It was Fernandez sliding. Thought for a moment it was Gwensati, but not the case. Rarely do you see Leo going right down the center like that.
The intent is there for Fernandez. He's going to be a heavily marked man out here.
Here's Leo Fernandez. Fernandez trying to let him go. And it hits Rito. And it'll be a throw in for Tampa Bay.
So we talked about roster management before. For someone like Leo Fernandez, the US Open Cup couldn't come at a better time. A chance to rest, gather himself, and a big, big game like the Red Bulls coming into town right after the US Open Cup. The Samba man is fresh and ready to go.
Corner kick coming up for the Rowdies. Andrew Tenari, the in-swinger. Tenari hits it long. Daugherty getting up. He was marked tightly that time by Matthias Jorgensen, the center forward.
Drew, I know we always talk about this, but you know he's going to get one eventually, right? Pape Daugherty. He is going to get one.
Such a big target on those set pieces. As Lauro will put it in play for New York Red Bulls 2. Great to have you with us tonight here in the 18th minute. Drew Felios, Ryan Davis, Heather Donnelly down on the pitch. Fabulous television crew with you here on ESPN Plus. Just thrilled you are here. You've picked a pretty good place to be. the best overall match in the USL here this week. Tampa Bay Rowdies and New York Red Bulls 2.
Couldn't happen at a better time as well. A nice gentle breeze coming off of the bay. It's 80 degrees here in St. Petersburg. And Leo Fernandez is on the ball.
Fernandez shifts back. Rowdies offense starting to look very, very precise. Morad. And Diakite.
The passes are so crisp and everybody just wants to get on the ball. The confidence is flowing.
Ben Mines can't collect. Lima. New York now a little bit frustrated. Here's Reese Buckmaster, former Indiana star, playing left back here tonight. Red Bulls 2. Trying to get it in range. Ben Mines chasing it down. Rito. Our drive. Player was there. McCarthy came over to help. The ball sails over, and it should belong to the Rowdies.
Well, that one was just overhit, but I'm just keeping an eye on Jared Stroud. Was on the right-hand side a little while ago. Now dead center, creating havoc and getting on the ball.
Player down right now. As he will get up slowly. And this looks like that's Reese Buckmaster who went down. And he's holding his right thigh. Interesting if this is a cramp, because we're only not even 20 minutes in to this match.
Well, the game has been intense. Buckmaster has been overlapping and trying to keep an eye on Juan Tejada.
That has been very intense. The pace certainly been a lot faster than anything we've seen all season.
Exactly like what we expected. The Red Bulls force the tempo every time they play.
Interesting as Buckmaster walks off the pitch temporarily here, Heather.
Yeah, Drew, he's heading off. We'll see if he enters this game. But Drew, you mentioned how this game has a very intense pace to it. That's really how the matches have been in the history of the matchups between these two teams. It's been a short history, just 5 total games. But Rowdies fans may remember that 2017 USL Cup game where the Red Bulls 2 eliminated the Rowdies in a 2-1 win in extra time. Red Bulls 2 goalkeeper Evan Loro just played absolutely lights out in that match, making 6 saves, a few of them in the final minutes of regulation and then the final minutes of extra time to keep that victory for the Red Bulls 2. But these matches, they get physical, they get a little bit chippy between these two teams. So we'll see how that pans out here tonight, guys.
And you see Loro, he really gets fired up to play here in the Tampa Bay area. You remember the big wins Heather Donnelly does. You also remember the gut-wrenching losses over the years.
You know, we talked about Jared Stroud a while ago. Last year, he has scored the last time these guys played in that 2-2 draw. So he's no stranger to the Rowdies. And like we said, these games are hotly contested.
Poku with the drive. Morad in the area. And now Fernandez has it poked away. Duro comes over to challenge. Nicely done. Fernandez now can work and do what he does best. Ball slided over to Tejada. The cross was nearly on target. And another pretty good Rowdies chance.
So that all started with Dominic Duro breaking up the play. There he is. And then laying the table for Leo Fernandez, who with that early cross just bends it around the center back. And there was Juan Tejada knocking on the back door. And the Brazilian is strolling over to bend another one in to the 18-yard box, more like the 6-yard box, as the big boys like Pape Diakite and company start entering. the penalty spot area.
Leo Fernandez. Ball had lots of curl on it. Knocked back though. Najim will take care of it for the Rowdies. Poku. Well, Poku has Red Bulls 2 backpedaling right now. It'll be another Rowdies corner kick. I really like what Kwadwo Poku is doing so far in this match. The Rowdies' possession time nearly 60%.
Yeah, Kwadwo Poku has a lot to do with that. So confident on the ball in the center circle, absorbing that pressure from the Red Bulls, and still has the ability to distribute. And that really does set the table for the rest of the Rowdies team.
Fernandez once more. This ball low, hit inside the box. And quickly cleared by Kilwine.
That was a tricky corner. Looks like it was Tariq Morad tried to just dummy that ball at the near post. And that could have gone anywhere.
Rowdies dictating the pace here over the last 10 minutes. I'd say the first 10 was probably advantage going to New York Red Bulls 2, but the Rowdies been able to really play their style here as of late. John McCarthy, oh, what a job he has done. Last year, the Rowdies goalkeeping position, Mizell, Fitzgerald, Daniel Vega at the end of the year. An evolving door, but he has locked it down. And Tampa Bay playing with tremendous confidence at the moment. Here's Najim, who's also looked really good.
David Najim looks really sharp on that right-hand side.
Love the passion that this young man plays with. Brings it to the pitch every single day. Practice games. Effort never drops off. Pass taken away now, and here comes the counter for Red Bulls 2. Pass straight ahead, and what a tackle that time by, who else? Pape Diakite.
Well, the through ball was on, and here comes the wall. Pape Diakite on the Danish forward, Mathias Jorgensen. And the follow through made sure that number 25 felt it. Throw in for the Red Bulls, but it showed how quick they can get into the last third of the field. This Red Bulls team has such attacking flair and speed.
Marcus Epps, former USF Bull. Bit of a homecoming tonight for him. And he'll have it taken away. And that's Caleb Richards for the Rowdies. Richards has been a bit of an iron man for Tampa Bay here this season. Tejada trying to have a shot at it. Oh, nearly giveaway right there as Loro comes up for New York. Hey, be sure to tune in Wednesday, May 22nd at 8 p.m. for the ESPN USL Championship Game of the Week on ESPN News. League newcomers, Birmingham Legion, welcome Nashville SC. It's the week's best match on Wednesday night, May 22nd, 8 p.m. on ESPN News. Had a chance to see Birmingham the other night in the Open Cup. Ryan, I think that's a very exciting up-and-coming expansion side.
From what I understand, the Legion fan base are looking forward to the trip to the Rowdies, the Tampa Bay area. So that is going to be one great matchup in the upcoming week.
Morad, former USL Cup champion back in 2017. Still scoreless here, 27th minute. New York Red Bulls 2 with a throw in. Rowdies on their heels now. That's Marcus Epps. Passes it over, Rito. Red Bulls 2, patient. Epps serviced in, looking for the header. Sent back, Jorgensen. 5 MLS matches this season for Mathias Jorgensen. The Rowdies, though, avoid the threat. And here's Guenzati. Trying to set up. Andrew Tenori. Juan Tejada comes over. Couldn't get there in time.
The speed of Tenori and Tejada up there just causes such a counter-attack threat for the Rowdies. But the Red Bulls have to keep a look for.
Nice distribution right now from Tampa Bay. In rhythm. Caleb Richards crosses it. And again poked out. When Zadi off the ball could have somehow just gotten by Kilwine. He would have had a tap in.
What a beautiful 1-2 between Tejada and Caleb Richards. Richards had a little more time than he expected. Couldn't provide the service he wanted, but it showed the intent. And the Rowdies willing to ask questions in this last third of the field. Something that has developed over the season. We see them getting a lot more creative, a lot more movement up front, more green and yellow shirts committing forward.
Evan Laurel on guard for Red Bulls 2. Andrew Tenori blasts this one, center the box and scored! Juan Tejada!
Juan Tejada, the walk-on, does the trick again. This time in his home ground, Al-Lan Stadium. What a moment. The corner of the first post, the flick on by Moran, and Johnny on the spot. Juan Tejada with the finish, hooks it with his left foot while holding off the defender. What a goal, what a finish, and what a moment for Juan Tejada. Just the emotion on his face in front of his family, in front of the fans. What a shot. First blood, Rowdies.
Third goal of the season. Red Bulls 2, a bit shocked. Is there anybody more sneaky in the box than Juan Tejada?
I like to call it the fox in the box. And Juan Tejada, with that movement, with that never give up attitude, that constant sharp turns, is a nightmare to keep a track of in that 18-yard box. And he made total use of the space, or lack of space thereof, just making the most of a half of an opportunity.
Rowdies on the board, 1-0. Fernandez and company want more. Leo's cross against sent out, and right now Tampa Bay has Red Bulls 2 on their heels.
But now Leo Fernandez, if he starts getting some room on this left-hand side, this could mean instant offense for the Rowdies. And oh, by the way, 90 seconds later, they have another corner with Mr. Tenori over the ball. Papi Diakite asking for a little time.
Ball headed out. Rowdies will come up, collect though, with Caleb Richards.
So we knew the opportunities would come fast and furious. 30 minutes in, and the Rowdies convert the first chance. Came from a set piece. Great delivery by Tenori. Excellent flick on. And Juan Tejada did the rest.
Red Bulls 2 chasing at the moment. I've never seen this Rowdies team as confident, right, as they are right now. And we've seen some pretty good matches all season long, but not against a quality side like this. And here they come once more. Najim will hold things up.
And then you have a dangerous Kwadwo Poku with something to prove in the middle of the field. There he is on the ball.
Caleb Richards with Leo. Fernandez. Tejada comes over. Poked away that time by Jordan Scarlett.
Jordan Scarlett with his hands on the hips, trying to run around and chase Juan Tejada. He just wants to take a breather.
Ball headed around. Diakite. So physical in the back for the Rowdies. Natcham comes over. Buckmaster gets physical, and expect the physicality of this match to certainly pick up here as we head late in the first half. A nice tackle. And that time as Richards got it for the Rowdies, waiting for the flag to go up, and it does as Daugherty gets called offside.
Well, the more the Red Bulls press, and anytime the Rowdies can break up a play with them committing bodies forward, that ball over the top to Daugherty and Daugherty is always going to be on. So we see Leo Fernandez this time trying to go from point A to point B as quick as he can. But it's been about the third or fourth time for the half so far where the Rowdies have chosen that route.
New York, here they come with Epps. Fernandez, though, takes it away.
Just amazing to watch Leo Fernandez pick up his defensive responsibilities. Just so committed to this Neil Collins project.
Both sides look a little bit gassed at the moment. Natcham will throw it in for Tampa Bay. No, he'll actually hand it off. I believe Murad's going to do the honors.
You know, this game, because of its constant motion, is played in ebbs and flows. At this point, teams want to get a hold of the ball, keep some possession, try to catch your breath. When the ball goes out of play right now, players trying to take as much time as they can for their teammates to catch their breaths as well. The Red Bulls are probably going to try to keep some possession themselves. Well, here comes that press.
One guy that's not slowing down is Daugherty. His engine never stops for Tampa Bay. It is incredible what this young man has been able to do. He's had a big week. Had some publicity earlier on this week. WFLA, Channel 8 here, NBC affiliate, and in Tampa doing the story on one. Ronnie Sabo doing a great job on that. This community continues to fall in love with number 17.
You know, the Energizer Bunny has a drum and a pair of sunglasses. Maybe Daugherty should invest in some.
Rowdy's defense has been stellar. Look at Aduro get on the turf. Seen a lot of players just putting their bodies on the line. Daugherty. The plays like this set the tone, Ryan. They say, hey, this is our house.
Yeah, nothing easy tonight. They're stepping into those corridors. They're sliding, throwing their bodies like Daugherty and Caleb Richards did, and Dominic Aduro. Players are willing to go to ground just for an interception or a block pass.
Morrow conceded once here tonight. 36th minute now. Rise with a 1-0 lead. Drew Felios, Ryan Davis, Heather Donnelly. Fernandez taps it out. Rito was coming over. And the Rowdies will have a throw-in. Leo pleading to the official, winning the argument.
Yeah, you know, the referee in the middle always has the last say, and I think he got a good look at it. The linesman did the best he could, but the angle favored the man in the middle at that point.
Mentioned at the top of the broadcast. Now New York Red Bulls 2 without Tom Barlow. He was their lead goal scorer. 8 goals so far this season, signing an MLS contract. Red Bulls 2 trying to find who is going to be that next scorer to really step up. Will it be Stroud? He's got 4 goals this year, but not the all-natural scorer, of course, that Barlow was.
Yeah, all the pressure went on Jared Stroud after that, and he is such a shrewd customer in the last third of the field. But the guys in yellow and green have corralled him and not allow him the space to create. Here he is on the ball. Immediately, there are 3 bodies around him.
And he's got a lethal right foot, scoring here in the 2nd minute last season. I'll never forget that goal that he blasted right in the corner of the 18. Right past Cody Mizell to sort of set the tone for that night. It was a 2-2 draw between Tampa Bay and New York, as the Rowdies have only won one time in the history against Red Bulls 2. Here's Tejada now. Against some of those big physical backline guys, Tejada's going to give up a lot of size and strength, isn't he?
Yeah, but you also want the centre-back to come out there and chase Tejada. Now it's like a one-on-one. But at that point, Tejada's first touch just sort of let him down. But you want your mobile forward like Juan Tejada to drift out of the box, get that centre-back out there, and then you can take him on. At that point, it didn't work out, but the intent was there, and there was nothing wrong with it.
Stick around at halftime. Lots coming up for you. Joe Cole in the house tonight, right next to General Manager Lee Cohen right there, soaking in the action and being back in Tampa Bay. And that's Georgie Ristoff also, who is in the house. Ristoff, of course, the Rowdies' all-time leading scorer. Great to see those guys back here where they belong. We'll hear from Joe at halftime. Also, halftime highlights and stats coming up. Don't go anywhere.
Could you imagine Jordan Daugherty and Caleb Richards living in a land where Joe Cole is a god, and he comes in and he puts on his cleats, put on his t-shirt, and has a practice with these guys yesterday. I mean, what a moment for these young guys. But just Joe Cole being Joe Cole, you know?
Yep. I think he's going to be a fabulous coach one day. Leo Fernandez tried to let it rip. Deflected. Edgardo Rito was in the right spot. Slowly, though, that left side, that area that Leo likes to roam, starting to open up just a bit.
Yeah, Quadru Poku, Juan Tejada, Gwenzati, Antonari causing problems in the middle. So it's opening up for Leo on the left.
Tenari.
Again, another dangerous in-swinger. This time the Red Bulls handle it. John McCarthy with time. And it looks like the Rowdies are going to set up in that last third for the long kick.
Maduro floats one. Tejada in the area again. Tenari. Couldn't collect that time. Now Red Bulls 2. Starting to mount an attack. Marcus Epps. So dangerous. Was with Bethlehem last season. This ball crossed in. Daugherty sliding, knocking it away.
What a great overlapping run by Rito, and an excellent little pass by Marcus Epps. The service was fantastic, but Pape Daugherty, just an amazing defensive sequence by him. Staying with his marker, throwing his body just to intercept that pass, and the wall does its job again.
Rowdies have played outstanding here, Ryan, in the first half. And the question that I have is, can they maintain this level of play in the second half? Can they play that full 90 with this type of intensity? Because they have just been outstanding. Now it's Gwenzati trying to get loose. Can he get it back to Tejada? Tejada tries to take a swing, and it sails just to the left. Again, great teamwork by those two.
But it all opens up with Tejada's energy and intensity. He makes the run down the line, plays it in the Gwenzati, and then gets open again. So defenders have to collapse around him again and forces yet another corner. Juan Tejada is a busybody and a nightmare to stay in front of.
Rowdies have owned the corner kick story so far. Leo Fernandez will be the outswinger. Ball's got some height on it. Crashing up is Zaduro. It's Lauro had to come over and take care of it. Dominic Aduro made that one.
That was Michael Jordan-esque.
Oh, yeah.
The amount of airtime he got on that one.
Yeah, he's a tremendous athlete, though, Aduro. As much ground as he covers at that holding midfield spot.
Yeah, what a tough spot it is to play. You're the first guy that the ball comes to on offense to get out to play the ball through the midfield, and you're the guy marshalling in front of the defense. So it's constant movement and constant involvement in the game.
Gorgeous day all over the Sunshine State, especially this Tampa Bay area, and just a perfect night to come out to Al-Link Stadium.
Crowded night too. Al-Lang is packed.
The best values for your money for a Saturday night, I think, in town, to come out here and watch the Tampa Bay Rowdies do their thing. Zani going down, and the Rowdies now will set it down right at that half-court line.
Looks like we also have the Tampa Bay Rays mascot as well. There he is. And he's doing his dance to the drums. Love that guy.
It's Raymond.
Raymond the Ray.
One 0 Rowdies. Najim and Tenari. And David Najim will throw it in for Tampa Bay. 44th minute. Rowdies certainly want to finish this first half strong. Wenzati tried to turn again, being very physical as soon as the Rowdies enter that 18.
Just so well organized back there. Just has Neil Collins all over it in that back line. That sort of center-back influence. Tariq Murad, everybody's all marked up. Even though the ball came over the top, everyone was marked. It's all tidy back there with John McCarthy and the big three in front of him.
You can hear from Rowdies head coach Neil Collins immediately following this first half, so do not go anywhere. Rowdies playing so crisp.
Beautiful.
In this first half. Caleb Richards.
I think a lot of the movement has to do with that bit of rest for some of these starters in the US Open Cup. So some non-starters getting minutes and goals, and then the starters getting rest.
2 minutes extra time.
What a win-win for this Rowdies team.
Caleb Richards, just 20 years old. Starting tonight for the Rowdies. Battling now. Sadi looking for a foul. Instead, we play on with Tenari. Andrew Tenari trying to get one through. Leo Fernandez. Little hesitation now. Fernandez tripped up. Oh, we should have a foul here, and we will.
Well. Excellent decision by the referee to play on. Tenari squaring the ball across. It pops out to Leo Fernandez, and the Samba man wants to go for a dance. And Rito, the Venezuelan, doesn't want to dance with the Brazilian.
So if you are the Rowdies now, what do you try and do with the ball placed just outside the 18 here?
I think at this stage, you may want Poku with that in-swinger. Again, you get as much bodies as you can in that 6-yard box, and you whip it with force. You look for any sort of deflection, or you could have Leo Fernandez just chip it to the last post.
Poku puts a little arc on it. Inside the box now, Tejada in position again. Nearly goal number 2 for Tampa Bay. Duro comes back to it, and the ball will go over to New York.
Well, that bounced around like a pinball machine and didn't drop for the green and yellow, and the Red Bulls survive another scare.
Sense New York just wants to get back to the locker room here. As Lauro puts it in motion again, and that will, in fact, do it for the first half. Well played first half for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. 1-0 the score. They lead New York Red Bulls 2, and we'll send it down to Heather Donnelly.
Thank you, Drew. Coach, a very strong performance there in the first half. What enabled you to keep the pressure on New York the way that you did?
Just the players' hard work. Just the players all working for each other, all supporting each other, all just running a lot. And no little shortage of quality, but a long way to go.
New York is a very attack-minded team. You've been able to contain them so far, but what do you need to do in the second half to keep up that intensity?
Probably raise our game, focus even more, knowing that they're going to come out really strong. So it's a great test for us.
Thanks, Coach. Guys.
All right, great stuff from Neil Collin, Rowdies head coach. Ralph Smob loving it. Tampa Bay, a 1-0 lead over New York. Halftime festivities coming up in a moment.
This is St. Pete Clearwater, home to Clearwater Beach, the #1 beach in the U.S. as chosen by travelers on TripAdvisor. It's not just white sand and Gulf breezes. The beach is an attitude. It's the vibe of whatever brings you joy. Experience the American tropics at visitstpclearwater.com. Love the beach.
And that's how you brew it.
My king, this corn syrup was just delivered.
That's not ours. We don't brew Bud Light with corn syrup.
Miller Lite uses corn syrup.
Let us take it to them at once.
Oh, brewers of Miller Lite, we received your corn syrup by mistake.
That's not our corn syrup. We received our shipment this morning. Try the Coors Light Castle.
Oh, brewers of Coors Light, is this corn syrup yours? Oh, yeah, that is our corn syrup. Thank you. You're welcome.
Bud Light, brewed with no corn syrup.
Hey, this is Rick Stroud, sports writer for the Tampa Bay Times. I'd like to invite you to listen to my new daily podcast, Sports Day Tampa Bay. We'll talk Rays, Lightning, Bucks, and Bulls. I'll have special guests join me regularly for their takes and answer questions from listeners. Join the conversation on Twitter @SportsDayTB and use the hashtag SportsDayTampaBay. Whether you're in the kitchen, on the road, or at the gym, it's Tampa Bay Sports Talk on your schedule. Download it now on iTunes or go to tampabay.com/sports.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
Welcome back to USL Soccer. The Rowdies lead the New York Red Bulls 1-0 here at the half. I'm Heather Donnelly, joined by former Rowdies midfielder Joe Cole, in town for a little visit here. I know you've been back home working for Chelsea FC with the technical, the academy. How's that been going, and how's retirement?
Yeah, retirement's good. I really missed playing, miss nights like these, miss the fans, miss everything about it. But I'm enjoying my retirement. The freedom it gives me to come, and I'm happy to be back here amongst friends.
You've been back home across the pond for about 6 months now. What do you miss the most about St. Pete?
The people, the weather, and the football. I really miss playing. I love the games at Al Lang. I love playing in them. And who knows? Maybe one day I'll come back and play a little friendly game or something with the team if Neely lets me.
Yeah, you joined in on a training session this week. How did that go?
Yeah, they're very fast, these young men. So, yeah, I joined in, and they're a really good, talented bunch. And I'm not surprised that everything's going so well.
I know you've been watching some of the games back home, watching the streams online. What's your analysis? What do you think of this 2019 Rowdies squad?
I think it's young, energetic, lots of technical ability, and they're looking like they're very well organised. So I think it ticks all the boxes for me. And again, I think Neil and the coaching staff have done a great job.
Absolutely, and I'll put you on the spot a little bit here. First 45 minutes, what's your analysis? What do you think of this game so far?
Excellent energy. I thought Poku's looked really well. I think we're getting in behind their fullbacks very well. There's a bit of space there, and I think if we can exploit that in the second half, we'll go on to win the game. There's more goals in this game.
All right, thank you, Joe, and have a safe trip back home tomorrow. Back to you, Drew.
All right, great stuff. Thank you so much, Heather, and great to see Joe Cole once again. Well, there's the standings right now in the USL. Championship East, New York Red Bulls 2 and Tampa Bay Rowdies both with 20 points. The winner of this match takes full possession of that first place spot. Lots of scores we're bringing to you tonight. Not much scoring, though, in the second half. See all these games. Indy, Charleston, North Carolina, Birmingham, Louisville City, St. Louis, all scoreless. Memphis and Pittsburgh still looking for their first goal as well. And our storylines, Phoenix Rising's Adam John, Player of the Week in the USL Championship, 2 goals versus Rio Grande Valley. The game of the week is coming up Wednesday night. Birmingham Legion takes on Nashville FC. Can't wait for that. And Tampa Bay Rowdies maintaining the top spot in the power rankings. New York second, St. Louis is third. The Rowdies, the only side that has not lost a match just yet. Well, let's look forward now and actually look back to week 10 in USL Championship.
Look at Taylor moving up. And Taylor with a beautiful strike. Are you kidding? It's 1-0 in the 12th minute. What can you say about a center back who has...
It's loud, and what a rip from Connor Presley. Oh, how's that for an equalizer?
And he decided just to reach his leg out there and see what he could do.
Now North Carolina with a chance. Now a shot by Miller! Stephen Miller with the strike inside the 18, ties this game up at 1 in the 66th minute. Fleming's early ball in. John on the first time! Oh, that is clinical from Adam John! Oh, look at Fleming's and Vaquero just toying with RGV. Breaking in, Kasim! Oh, what a save by Matt Pickens! Got a run from distance, and it's a goal! Pulls with the left and in. And what a save for Van Ogle! Here's a chance for Kasim, who puts it in! Rodriguez returning for Reynolds. His delivery through the penalty area will fall here, and Tessman! What a strike that is from Tanner Tessman, who's equalized for North Texas. Ooh, sweet footwork. Gallardo, the attack and the blast, and a goal!
Go at it for Toronto, headed on and in. Beautiful strike there.
Shalani serves it towards the back post. Headed in the back of the net. It's a goal for Lansing Ignite.
So many great moments in the week that was in USL League 1 and League 2. 1-0 the score here. Rowdies over Red Bulls 2. We've got more from halftime right after this.
This is My Kind of Happy Hour.
My kind of joyride.
My kind of nightlife.
Whether you're just finding your stride or making the golden years look good, Florida Blue goes beyond health insurance, investing in the health and communities of all Floridians, so you can feel good saying, that's my kind of blue.
This is my kind of blue.
This is my kind of blue.
This is my kind of blue.
Together we fight.
Here come the Rowdies. One-sided shot.
Together, the Rowdies will battle the Swope Park Rangers on Saturday, May 25th. Fans 14 and under can start their journey to becoming the next great footballer by taking home a mini soccer ball while supplies last. Visit rowdiesoccer.com.
Together, we are the Rowdies.
Welcome back to Al Lang Stadium halftime. Tampa Bay Rowdies 1-0 over New York Red Bulls 2. Hope you're enjoying it. We certainly are. Drew Felios alongside Ryan Davis. Lots of things to look at if you're sizing up that first 45 minutes and change. What's the biggest thing that stands out to you?
Kwadwo Poku is playing like a man with a point to prove, and he's dominating possession and winning the battle in the center circle. As a result of that, it's flickering through the rest of the team, with Leo Fernandez getting space and Wanta Harder finding space as well, which is making the Rowdies' offense flow.
All right, also players getting on the ground, making great plays on both sides. Let's get to the highlights. Through the first half, Rowdies come out aggressive, and there's Poku distributing. Slotted in that time. Leo Fernandez at the doorstep, just could not quite get to it.
Dominic Adura now, the little engine with the tackle. And here comes Pape Diakite, the wall himself, with another big-time interception/tackle. Corner by Tanari, the flick on by Morad, and Wanta Harder, the fox in the box, gets his first goal in Al Lang Stadium. What a moment for the walk-on in front of family and friends.
A great moment for Tejada. And again, the defense continues to step up for Tampa Bay. Diakite and the Rowdies threatening. This was a near goal here. Tejada trying to avoid that high kick. And the ball would go over to New York, but Rowdies continued to threaten. And Rowdies had corner kick after corner kick. The shots, though, and really having their way, if you look at the stats, brought to you by Visit Tampa Bay.
The shots are huge. So many times teams have possession, but so few shots. The Rowdies are converting the possession into shots on target and chances created. So the Rowdies are flowing on all cylinders, and the Red Bulls have questions to ask at halftime.
Again, halftime stats brought to you by Visit Tampa Bay, proud sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Let's check in on the pitch with Heather. What's up, Heather?
Hey, Drew. Well, it's the age-old question. What would you want with you if you were stranded on a desert island? Or in this case, who would you want with you if you were stranded on a desert island? We asked that to the Rowdies. Take a look.
If I was trapped on an island with one of my teammates, God, I don't know. Yeah, I gotta think. Like, that's a serious situation.
Johnny Mack, he's very resourceful. You know, I think the two of us would go, we would probably be pretty good together to survive on an island for a while. Being a little bit crazy as goalkeepers, I think we'd be fine for a while.
Maybe John McCarthy, just because like he's a goalkeeper, so he's a little crazy, so he might do some of the stuff that I wouldn't want to do.
I'll probably say Brandon, because I heard he can cut hair, so at least I would look good.
I would say Dave in the gym. He seems like he's got it together.
I would take Pop, because he's French guy also, he speaks French and he's cool.
Probably say Pop, because we always together anyway, so I feel like I'll probably get along with him.
I'd say Seba. We'd have a pretty good combination of street smart versus book smart versus just being able to stay alive together. I think we coexist pretty well.
I know who I wouldn't want with me. I don't know. I feel like I'd survive better by myself.
Just another great feature as we enjoy those every single week during these Rowdies broadcasts. Tampa Bay 1-0 over New York Red Bulls 2. And I'm thinking back, Heather, I saw another great feature that you put together on Leo Fernandez and his fiance and how that has sort of played into his soccer career, because it is incredible how much has been put on Leo's plate this season, and he has just answered the bell and he continues to elevate his play.
Yes, absolutely. It was great catching up with Leo and his beautiful fiancée, Emily, just hearing how much the support of his family helps him in his soccer career. He says it means so much to him to look over to the left and see them sitting in their usual spot, cheering him on game after game, and it really has helped him because he has had quite a season so far, guys.
Yeah, he certainly has, Ryan. Last year, this was a guy who was in and out of the lineup, started the season really fast in the first dozen games or so, and then sort of just tailed off, kind of ran out of gas the midpoint of the season. Right now, he is playing the best soccer of his career.
Yeah, just completely buying into what Coach Collins asked of him. And he looks so comfortable in the role that he's playing. And it's a tough role. Left wing back means you have to go from one line to the other line and everything in between. And Leo Fernandez has a thankless job, and he does it with passion and pride.
Can the Rowdies stick together here through the next 45? Evan Loro conceding once in that first half. Seen the Rowdies several times this season play lights out in one half, not quite the effort in the second. Can they put it together for a full 90 here tonight?
Keeping up intensity equals fitness and knowing when to push and when not to push. So it's going to take some time for these players to figure it out. But let's see if they have another good half.
Underway for the second half. Tampa Bay Rowdies, New York Red Bulls 2.
Andrew Tenari, 4 key passes in that first half. And the little number 15 doing his magic in the last third. Really putting the Red Bulls' backs against the wall.
Marcus Epps, solid first half for the visitors. Reese Buckmaster went down momentarily. Looked like a possible cramp in his right thigh, but looks to be okay at the moment. Dominic Aduro has just been everywhere for Tampa Bay. As that ball is sent out, get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for the Rowdies and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus, get reminders on the Rowdies' next match. Go to ESPN.com now. Click on the follow for your club.
There's that through ball, that long through ball, and here's one Tejada again.
Tejada, pass to a wide open Tenari. Andrew Tenari trying to get that ball off, could not do it.
What a bit of movement again by Tejada to create that. He served it up for Tenari, but that first touch just let him down.
Najim now. Rowdies playing with Guenzati. Flag stayed down that time. Tampa Bay again threatening here in the opening moments of half number 2.
What a peach of a cross by David Najim, right on Sebastian Guenzati's chest. An excellent bit of defense by the Red Bulls to disrupt him.
Ben Mines, the defensive mid, now getting a talking to. He is a little bit frustrated at the moment because the Rowdies midfielders are running roughshod at the moment.
It's tough being a 19-year-old out there on the pitch. And Ben Mines feeling the full effect of this Rowdies team.
Tejada controls it now for Tampa Bay. Richards gets a touch. Juan Tejada, little flick. Rowdies now working from the left. Ball crossed in. Goalie comes up. Ball struck. Loro had to come up. Came off his line. Rowdies just could not get a clean shot.
What a sequence. Juan Tejada in the thick of things again. And Andrew Tenari again knocking on the door. It was a lovely 1-2. Look at the dink by Tejada over to Caleb Richards, right through to Andrew Tenari. Again, a heavy first touch. And excellent defending by the Red Bulls.
Saw Kofi do a good job for New York that time. We have not called his name a lot tonight, but that's a guy that could be a difference maker for the visitors in red.
Yeah, the Ivorian in number 8 is a box-to-box midfielder for this Red Bulls team. And so far, the Rowdies have kept a good check on him.
Andrew Tenari now takes it into the corner. 2 Red Bulls come over. Now 3. Guenzati trying to get it out of there. And again, the Rowdies will have it on the throw-in.
Just looking at the movement and the intensity in the last third. Tenari, Guenzati, Tejada. It's just a nightmare for the Red Bulls to cover.
Mentioned Andrew Tenari, former New York Red Bulls too. Tejada, he is having fun out here tonight. Chris Lima comes over, fends him off. Tejada again possessing. Najim trying to slide one through. The back line intact for New York.
Just fantastic ball control by Tejada. But the Rowdies are short on numbers here. Big interception by Murad. And Dominic Aduru trying to turn defense into attack. That pass was a little loose.
Well, Ryan, you said the keys to the match at the beginning. Tight defense for the Rowdies. They have accomplished that. New York, meanwhile, has looked a little bit unsettled offensively, a little bit unsure of themselves as well. So your two keys at the beginning, Rowdies are responding to it, and New York has not thus far.
You know, and I think the Rowdies responded by the players in the midfield like Aduru, Poku, etc. And Tejada. That pressure up front is disrupting the Red Bulls' rhythm from getting the ball into the last third. And I think that plays a part. So defense doesn't always start with the defensive end. It usually starts on the offensive end.
Jared Stroud now with Kofi controlling for New York. Red Bulls 2 get one in right in the middle of the box. You saw 25 get a toe. That's Jorgensen, who is only 18 years old. Another one of those really talented youngsters in red tonight.
Dangerous ball in from the right-hand side. A grounder, as they call it. And Jorgensen, number 25, just couldn't get on the end of it. But it shows that this Red Bulls team can turn it on. They are dangerous in the last third. Third in the league in scoring with 22 goals.
Here's Tejada once more. Crowd seems to come alive every time. 17 touches for Tampa Bay. Could not do anything with it, though, that time as he was cornered towards the touchline.
But if you're Coach Collins, you want to see that from Tejada. You want to see him take players on. So no complaints by the coach for that effort.
McCarthy now picks it up. And there's John Wallenick. He led New York Red Bulls 2 to a title as a coach back in 2016. It was only his second year as a head coach. One of the best in USL Championship for sure. Here's Najim now playing forward for Tampa Bay. Najim with the cross. Tenari holds things up. Guenzati now.
Great decision by Guenzati. Seeing the players were covered in the box, just took his time and rolled it back out.
Richards getting it back. Caleb Richards takes a swing, and this one is just high over the crossbar.
Oh, by the way, that's the Rowdies' left center back. Just putting the ball on his right foot and having a crack. But Caleb Richards is a bit of a renaissance man. He can get up in that last third and create havoc.
And over end now, taken in by Laurel. Now, this has been a really fun match to watch. Now the Rowdies have been able to spread the ball, stay patient. Couple goals here coming up, though, certainly would not hurt as Marcus Epps handles again for New York. There's another ball given up. Kilwine takes care of it. Back to Laurel. Lone goal tonight coming from Juan Tejada in the 30th minute, his third goal of the season. And it came off a corner kick. Buckmaster now over to Epps. Rowdies once again in position. We got a player down here.
Tariq Murad seems to be in a bit of trouble.
And Murad took a shot that time. Let's take one more look. Oh, Kind of came down wrong. That cleat planted, and it just did not slide when he needed it to.
Yeah, just the turf did not agree with him. Tejada disrupting things again. And here comes Tenari, the little magician.
Tenari trying to get behind. Chased down, though, by Rito. Venezuelan, though, cannot keep it in bounds, and the Rowdies will have a corner.
Well, the goal came from a Tenari corner, an in-swinger. He's standing over it again. Leo Fernandez is walking over there. Pape Diakite is making his way to the 6-yard box. And up comes Caleb Richards, jogging through. He'll be there shortly as well. Sorry, Tariq Murad, rather.
This ball nice and high. Diakite for the header. Oh, got up, had the positioning he wanted, just could not square it up.
Just great service by Tenari, looking for Diakite at the back post. There it is. Pinpoint cross. Diakite getting above Jorgensen. And just couldn't get over the ball to knot it down. So another corner, another threat. And players are starting to drop as the Red Bull players now limping.
Well, let's check in on the pitch with Heather.
Hey, Drew, with Tariq Murad going down there for a minute, it kind of makes you look at the substitutes list to see who would maybe go in his place, and you've got Mohamed Kone there on the bench who could go in as a defender. And he got in a really good game on Tuesday night in the U.S. Open Cup, scoring his first goal of the season, and that game really gave some players the opportunity to build that confidence that Drew, you were talking about earlier in the first half. Players like Mohamed Kone, Leon Taylor, Brandon Allen really got the chance to get good minutes there in the Open Cup and build their confidence if they did need to come in and eventually be a starter here with the Rowdies, guys.
Yeah, safe to say Tuesday night could not have gone much better all the way around. Chris Lima now will put it in motion. John McCarthy, so good in net. Only 4 goals allowed this season for the Rowdies. Rowdies again trying to avoid danger. Diakite will clear it. Rowdies trying to stay on line there. And it's Tenari just off. And so you got the Rowdies getting good rest on their side. And you have New York, meanwhile, see a lot of names in the 11 tonight. Guys that, of course, have MLS experience. And I think safe to say New York never, ever wants to lose to Tampa Bay.
Yeah, the North doesn't want to lose to the South. And a bit of Game of Thrones reference I would love to use there. But the Northerners are down in the South this time, and the South look very dangerous. Neil Collins has these men playing at a high clip right now.
Never seen Game of Thrones. Am I missing something? Conversation for another day.
Everyone, we just found the one person that has not seen the Game of Thrones. His name is Drew Felios. Looking up on Twitter and give him as much mockery as you can.
Here's Najim. Poku slicing through. Quadwell Poku scored! Tejada again!
Well, he was knocking on the door all night. Quadru Poku, a man playing with a point to prove. Here he is, dribbles one, gets into the box, and a beautiful pass to the last post. And Juan Tejada, again, effort, vision, urgency, gets to the last post and tucks it in. And the Rowdies now take a commanding 2-0 lead over the Northerners. And the New York Red Bulls now are in a bit of a deficit here in the South.
What a goal. What a moment. Juan Tejada, the assist by Quadwell Poku. I think the most beautiful goal we've seen all season long.
Well, Quadru Poku just reminding us what he's capable of. First the dribble, then the injection of pace, And then a beautiful pass, well-weighted pass. And all Tejada had to do was tuck it in, but he had to get in that spot to tuck it in. And that's called the fox in the box, Drew. Being at the right place at the right time.
Rowdies are rolling. 58-minute goal by Juan Tejada. 2-0 over New York Red Bulls 2.
Well, New York Red Bulls now have to bring it to the Rowdies, and the Rowdies are looking to counter at every chance. Look at the effort by Seba Guenzati, El Capitan.
This is Najim. Looking for Tejada again. And let's take one more look at just an incredible goal.
Well, here comes the Ghanaian, Kwadwo Poku. He looks across, sees Tejada, and serves it up on a platter. Would you like red wine or white wine with that? And it was right on the laces. And Juan Tejada does the rest.
Tejada, can he get loose again? Beautiful pass to Guenzati. Oh, Sebastian nearly scored it. Tejada sails one over with the left foot. The youngster putting on a show here tonight at Ao Lang.
Well, Andrew Tenari was wide open, but this man at home is on a hat trick. And how could you blame him for trying? Here he is, a lovely pass to Guenzati, and it comes on his left foot, and he's like, why not? Why not, Juan Tejada? On a hat trick. He can do no wrong.
A brace tonight for Juan Tejada. A year ago this time he was suiting up for the Lakeland Tropics. And here he is in Ao Lang under the lights, downtown St. Pete. Starring for the hometown Tampa Bay Rowdies. Long career at Eckerd College before that. What a story.
The story of the walk-on can be told anywhere at any time. Juan Tejada is a living, breathing example of go after your dreams and don't ever stop till you get there.
This is a guy that can influence so many young kids to play this game, kind of like Steph Curry did in basketball. Juan Tejada in soccer around the Bay Area. And Tejada going to continue, just be a fan favorite. We're going to have our first substitution of the night. As Ben Mine's going to come out for New York. And heading in for Red Bulls 2, Sean McSherry, midfielder number 30.
You know, it's a thankless job for a 19-year-old who is still developing to come into a hornet's nest like Ao Lang Stadium tonight. Ben Mine's doing his best, but this Rowdies team is on a mission.
New York, top of the box now. Red Bulls 2, get a shot on. And McCarthy's got to come over. It was deflected off the leg of Daugherty.
Well, that showed what the Red Bulls are capable of. Everyone around the 18-yard box, excellent ball handlers, good touch on the ball. Jorgensen at the end got a shot off, but good defending by the Rowdies. And John McCarthy at the end makes it look easy.
Well, fans, the USL unveiled its elite youth platform, USL Academy. This allows clubs at all levels across the USL to develop its local youth and compete at the highest levels across the United States, including the USL Academy Cup. For more information, go to uslsoccer.com/academy. Talking about the young players around as this great game continues to grow. This is a great time to be a soccer fan. New stadiums going up across the country. USL, League One, League Two, organized now. MLS also welcoming in new clubs. It's just a great time to love this great game.
Well, the US are reaping the rewards of 10 to 15 years ago with academies and young players and featuring soccer on TV at every opportunity. Now these young players are 18, 19 years old. They want to continue their career. They want to take it as far as they can. And thank goodness the USL is creating that platform for these young players to showcase their talent.
Buckmaster and Lima on top of it. Stroud now, lethal midfielder for New York, cannot penetrate that Rowdies defense.
The green and yellow shirts are just corralling him.
Ball sent in again. McCarthy takes care of it for the Rowdies. Let's elaborate a little bit more on that soccer growing within the country. What I love is you've got parts of the country that you wouldn't think love this game, like South Georgia with Torment FC, like New Mexico, Birmingham as well, we saw the other night. It's incredible the way this game is expanding to parts that you would never think would embrace it.
I think the opportunity was always there as Tanari gets on the ball.
Opportunity could be there for the Rowdies here pretty soon. Tanari has been tough to handle tonight. Najim. Maduro. Rowdies just seamless tonight. Distributing. Fernandez. And foul going to be called to go back to Tampa Bay. Red Bulls second substitution, Sebastian Elney. Number 39 will come in. And it looks like Jorgensen's night is done for New York. Meanwhile, Jordan Daugherty set to check in for the Rowdies. So the Rowdies' youngest player, only 18 years old, will head in. And Kwadu Opoku looks like that he is going to go to the bench, and that is a guy. Let's see, will it be Poku? Daugherty right now being tended to. Daugherty being worked on right now. Deep in the match, muscles starting to tighten up just a bit. We mentioned how intense this match has been played, and it has been just gorgeous to watch. Juan Tejada has been the story, though, all over this pitch here tonight.
Well, Juan Tejada is taking his opportunities when it comes. Here he is again, all over the pitch, serving it to Tanari. This time the little dink over the top to Caleb Richards, creating another chance for Tanari here. This time was Najim rather. Then here he is on the goal, holding off his defender and hooking it with his left foot. A high degree of difficulty. Then finishes off a lovely Poku move. The Fox in the box gets his second and puts his Rowdies team in a comfortable position. But as the New York Red Bulls, with 23 minutes left and some added extra time, let's say 25, 26, have to try to claw their way back into this one. But now that if they commit players forward, which they will do, the speedy players of Tanari and Tejada will look to exploit those gaps.
Rowdies have not made their substitution just yet. I mentioned Daugherty possibly going in. It has not happened just yet. Meanwhile, Leo Fernandez has this one sent out. It'll be a Rowdies corner, and we will check in with Heather so she can kind of sort things out.
Yeah, Drew, prior to that last stoppage, Jordan Daugherty was getting ready here at the scorer's table to check in, but then with Seba Guenzati going down, they're holding off now on that substitution, and Antoine Hopino made his way over to the bench got his jersey on. He is standing by, ready to go in, but right now, Sebastian Guenzati is re-entering the game. So no substitutions just yet, but we'll see if Antoine Hopeneau or Jordan Daugherty or both make their way into this game coming up.
Rowdies will play with caution. Ball sent back out now. Najim very calmly taps it over to Richards. Richards airmails this one. Diakite trying to get up. Ball will sail over his head, and now here comes Aduro. Keep it across the touchline. It will be ruled out of bounds and over to New York.
Seba Guenzati, just the attitude of a captain. He's been all over the pitch, did not get on his scoring line tonight, but just so much effort. You thought he was down just now. Hopeneau got up to get off the bench, just demanded to get back on the pitch. Just leading from in front, the Uruguayan, as he tries to stretch that left foot.
So Poku headed out. He'll get a nice round of applause from the home crowd here at Al Lang. Great to see him back on the pitch in USL play. And just a fabulous performance. Coach Collins loves it as we welcome in the youngster, the 18-year-old Jordan Daugherty.
What a great story for Daugherty to come in. But I tell you what, Neil Collins is going to stay up at night wondering who to play in centre midfield as we move on. As Kwadwo Poku has put another question mark, in a good way, into playing that centre midfield role.
Now Tejada, surrounded in the corner. And he will get a Rowdies corner kick. And talk about staying up at night. New York is going to have nightmares about this young man, number 17. He has just terrorized them here tonight.
Either that or they're all going to be icing their legs and they're all going to sleep very well tonight after chasing Tejada all day. But you're right. The Rowdies, of course, is going to have to head up to New York for a return match. And we'll see if Tejada will be in that lineup or not.
Leo Fernandez. This time it's on the ground. Tamari comes over, can't get all of it, and have to run it back down. Rowdies will head up to New York on July 26th. Taken down in the box. Major contact. Guenzati going down. And don't believe we're going to get a call here.
Well, the South American is no stranger to some gamesmanship. Oh, and Dominic Aduro just flattens. We're going to find out in a minute. And yep, Scarlett is coming across to ask the referee the question.
And that's the 5th yellow card on Dominic Aduro, meaning he has got a 1-game suspension straight ahead. Yellow card sponsored by Ford's Garage. Ford's Garage yellow card to Dominic Aduro. And we've got a red heart Jordan Scarlett right now who is going after Aduro, trying to defend his teammate.
Well, it was number 30, Sean McSherry, who just came on, and Dominic Aduro just let down the handbrakes and just leveled him. He's still down. The trainers are out. And he is writhing in pain.
That's Sean McSherry, the guy who just checked in for New York. He's obviously really, really hurt. Aduro knew it, I think, right after it happened. That is easily one also, Ryan, that could have been a red card very easily. I think Aduro, luckily tonight, that it was not.
If you watch soccer, you've seen those given before. The straight red, a 3-match suspension. And McSherry is reduced to tears now. He is in a lot of pain. Here comes Aduro with a full head of steam. And just lands awkwardly. Immediately clutches the right shin area. The trainers are still out there, and Scarlett, the centre back, number 35, is pleading his case.
We know that the respect that both of these sides have for one another. And you still see Jordan Scarlett pleading to Aduro out there.
As Dominic Aduro has gone across to McSherry, he has leant over and said something that we don't know, but this does not look good for the youngster. Still writhing in pain, and we are minutes past the infraction.
So not the way that this Rowdies night wanted to end up here late in the second half.
No matter where you're from, what walk of life you're from, you do not want to see this in any sport.
And Sean McSherry on the turf right now. As the medical staff here tending to him, and it simply does not look good. Well, be sure to tune in on Wednesday, May 22nd, 8 p.m. for the ESPN USL Championship Game of the Week. On ESPN News, league newcomers Birmingham Legion FC welcome Nashville SC. It's the week's best matchup. Wednesday night soccer, May 22nd, 8 p.m. on ESPN News. Concern on both sides for Sean McSherry.
And here comes the makeshift cast.
So McSherry rolled onto the stretcher, and I believe he is going to be replaced by Amarito De Souza Jr. Right now, though, that thought is secondary. He's hoping that this young man can be cured at some point. This does not look good.
And it's always the threat when you play, but you have to remember these young men earn a living plying their trade out there.
So obvious concern and a little bit of a damper, Heather, on what has just been a phenomenal night for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. You never like to see guys get hurt on either side. Well, right now, concern on the New York side, especially as Sean McSherry is taken off. And you just hope the rest of the way, there's one wish, that the play is clean the rest of the way, because obviously this is not going to sit well on the visitor side.
No. I mean, these are human beings out there, and there will be emotions and reactions. As, you know, you have young attacking players up top.
That said, though, Ryan, this has not been a dirty game. It's been well played on both sides. That's certainly an isolated incident, just a tackle that ended in the worst of ways. McSherry done for the night, possibly the season as well.
The intensity, the game has been intense. The tackle was intense. As McSherry makes his way to the dressing room.
So our best wishes to Sean McSherry. And there you see Amarito De Souza Jr. set to check in for Red Bulls 2.
So Amarito De Souza is a Brazilian, 20 years of age. McSherry was a midfielder. De Souza is a forward. It'll be interesting to see what Wally Neck's coaching staff have in mind.
Red Bull 2 substitution in the 79th minute. Leaving the game, number 30, Sean McSherry. Now entering the game, number 7.
Here's De Souza Jr. as we set to maintain continue play here. 79th minute. McSherry is done for the evening, and New York plays on. Let's see if this lights a spark in Red Bulls 2. As Rowdies will attempt to clear this. Chris Lima on the right side now. And it'll belong to New York.
Chris Lima is 6th in the USL Championship in chances created, so he's a dangerous customer with the ball at his feet.
Foul called on New York. Rowdies will place it down now. Couple goals by Juan Tejada tonight, the difference. Right now, all thoughts, though, with Sean McSherry. Heather, you are down there. You're very close to what happened. What are you reading right now?
Well, Drew, Dominic Oduro for the Rowdies has just left the field. He just exited seemingly voluntarily and is making his way off, and the Rowdies have not yet put a sub in for him, so they're currently playing a man down, but it looks like Zach Steinberger is getting ready to enter the game, guys.
Heather, was he given a red card? He was not given a red there, was he? Now, Oduro lost Heather there momentarily, but Oduro, that was in fact his 5th yellow card, so he's definitely suspended for the next game. We know that. Kofi will take a shot, and it'll whiz right by McCarthy.
First chance for Kofi to get some room in that midfield. He has a reputation for being a long ranger. He will have a crack from any distance and has scored quite a few at the University of Virginia. The box-to-box number 8 midfielder for the Red Bulls. And the Rowdies have done a good job congesting that midfield.
Okay, Heather, more on Oduro. I asked you, was that a red that he was given?
Yeah, I just got an update from the 4th official over here. That yellow card was changed into a straight red, so that is why he exited the field. So the Rowdies are now playing a man down.
Wow.
Well, that has repercussions going forward. A straight red card could mean up to 3 games suspended. Like right off the bat, 2 yellows, you get a game. It's a red card, it's a game off. A straight red like that could be 3 games suspension, depending on what the USL decides.
You ever seen a call change like that from a yellow to a red? Obviously, I think once they saw the severity of the injury, they changed the call.
Referees have every opportunity to do that. And no, I have not seen it done very often, but they certainly have the right to make that decision if they feel necessary. Actually, I could give you a little bit of trivia here. Do you know you can get a red card in the dressing room after the game? You can get a red card.
Really?
Yeah, if you like curse an official or you fight in the tunnel and the referee sees it.
Are you saying that because one time you got a red card for doing that? I don't know. New York starts to attack atop the box. McCarthy knocks it down. Rowdies playing a man down here in the 83rd minute. And remember, you're going to have significant stoppage time as well because of the injury. So the Rowdies still have lots of work to do here tonight.
Yeah, it only shows 8 more minutes left, but I'm going to just guesstimate here, if you will, at least about 7 or 8 minutes extra time. I'm not sure. But there's going to be some significant time added by the referee to compensate. So it was a wide open game before. Now both teams are down to 10 men. It just got even more wide open. Rather, I checked that. Even though McSherry was taken off, he was replaced by Amarillo de Souza. So the Rowdies are down 10 and the Red Bulls 11.
Yeah, Red Bulls here at full strength with Buckmaster now and some room to attack for New York. Rowdies scrambling a little bit here defensively. Saw De Souza Jr. have a touch, a little out of sync that time. Tampa Bay sets for another substitution. They're going to take Mohamed Kone, a youngster who came in, got a header against the Villages in that Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup on Tuesday night. Center back will come in now and replace David Najum.
So Neil Collins just shoring up the defense right now. Just going to see who's going to drift out to that right wing back position. Whether it be Kone or someone else. But Neil Collins looking to shut the door, if you will.
David Najum outstanding tonight against his former side, New York Red Bulls 2. And Mohamed Kone on the pitch, 6'3". Good size back there, 25 years old. And a chance for Mohamed now to shine.
Yeah, his confidence is sky high after that U.S. Open Cup win. Getting on the score sheet against the Villages.
Right side now, Red Bulls 2, inside the 18. Hammered out, New York continues to possess. Buckmaster.
Rowdies showing the intentions here, bunkering down in the last third.
Misdirected, John McCarthy on top of it. That's unfortunate because I think when you think of some of the nicest guys that are Tampa Bay Rowdies, Dominic Maduro is probably that guy. I mean, he is not a guy that plays with ill intent.
Sometimes when people lace up the cleats, you know, the intensity comes out when they step on the field. And Maduro's position does demand intensity.
Pace now, Jared Stroud coming back for New York. Rowdies backpedaling at the moment. Ball passed in. This is 77, D'Souza Jr. Dancing on the end line, serviced in, headed up and over. The ball had a chance. Saw 39 elevate Sebastianelli.
And that started with a lovely through ball by Jared Stroud, finding D'Souza with a little chip. And Sebastian Elme with the header, asking the referee for a corner. The referee not agreeing. Goal kick for the Rowdies.
Have so many just good-looking players in this New York system.
Talented group, and because it's a feeder team, it draws so much talent because you have that direct passage to the MLS, like we saw with Tom Barlow last week. Players want to play for these teams to get into the MLS, get to the big dance, if you will.
Rowdies trying to secure another clean sheet. Not going to be easy here with 10 men. Buckmaster and New York attacking again. Remember, significant stoppage time going to be coming up. New York a little methodical here at the moment, just waiting for the right moment to attack. Passing, though, has not been nearly as crisp on the visiting side than it has been with Tampa Bay tonight. Taken away by the Rowdies. And there's that man again, Tejada. This time call for the offside. Not sure I agree with that.
Well, the Jamaican Jordan Scarlett.
Zach Steinberger ready to check in. And Gwensati going to come out for Tampa Bay. Steinberger had himself quite a night in that Open Cup match on Tuesday.
Yeah, Zach Steinberger, a man in form. Il Capitan, Seba Gwensati, is turning the armband over to Pape Diakite. And number 13 is going to hear it from the crowd.
Well, you don't always have to score goals to have a big night. And I think Gwensati drew attention. And he opened the door for Tejada to do his thing. Crowd gives Seba a nice round of applause. The Rowdies are done with their substitutions.
So Neil Collins taking a forward off and bringing on a midfielder, which is going to leave Juan Tejada up there by himself. There you go. As he continues to commit to this 10-man formation and just try to shut the door on this Red Bulls team as we reach the dying embers of this game.
Some of that enthusiasm, that air was sort of sucked out of Alang after the injury to Sean McSherry. Rowdies hopefully going to enjoy this night and this win, but that moment definitely seemed to take a little bit off the celebration party here, as understandably it would.
I mean, what a performance by the Rowdies.
Absolutely.
Every facet of the field. And now they're down to 10 men. Neil Collins is going to have to take some evasive action, which he has done to assure or try to assure this win.
Lima. Now Buckmaster in position. Are the Rowdies. Caleb Richards backpedaling. Morad hits it straight up in the air. Tejada around in the neighborhood. Tenari chasing as well. Tampa Bay just trying to hang on here with a 2-0 victory, playing with 10 men at the moment. As we have reached the 90-minute mark, there will be 8 minutes of extra time here. 8 minutes of extra time, and I think officials just got to make sure both teams do not get testy the rest of the way. So if you're just joining us, Tampa Bay Rowdies took a 1-0 lead in the first half with a goal by Juan Tejada, came off a corner kick. Then about midway through the second half, another goal, this one set up by Kwadwo Poku as he hit Tejada just on a gorgeous pass, and Tejada got the brace here tonight. About 10 minutes later, an ugly scene with Dominic Aduro issued a red card with a tackle on Sean McSherry as things continue to get a little bit testy here, and officials stepping in. The Rowdies right now playing with 10 men. They've got a 2-0 lead, but right now they're just trying to get out of here as Diakite gets involved that time. And that is a Ford's Garage yellow card, the 4th on the season for Pape Diakite. He's 1 away from a suspension, and these are big, Ryan, because you talk about missing games. Remember, the Rowdies, if they get this result tonight, they're 12 unbeaten. It's going to be tough to hold that up without guys like Diakite and Aduro in the lineup.
Well, Diakite and Aduro are the spine of your team. It's very hard to replace players like that. Players can come and go out on the wings and on the fringes, but it's hard to get players into the flow and into the mix when you have to replace players in the spine. And Aduro and Diakite will be sorely missed if they get suspensions at the same time.
Rowdies able to clear. Tampa Bay still very, very good defensively. Just not allowing an inch for New York to exploit.
And you talk about momentum swings. This Rowdies team is really on a roll here and sending a statement to the rest of the league. You go without your 2 best defensive players, then that momentum can quickly evaporate. So the Rowdies have to pay attention, especially Diakite, who still has control over his own fate in regards to suspensions.
Rowdies again challenging. That was a good one. Leo Fernandez.
Tackled by the Brazilian. Beautiful.
Jordan Scarlett, very vocal. 35 for New York. Again, there's Tenari. Rowdies throwing their bodies in front as Tejada trying to break out once more. Juan Tejada. The Red Bulls not going to let this guy beat them any more than he has already tonight.
Well, he has left it all out on the field, Juan Tejada, and you'd expect nothing less from the number 17. Coach Collins may have asked for him to hold it up a little bit, but Juan Tejada, with that aggressive nature, is willing to take on players.
More stoppage time than we have seen all season long. Let's see how the Rowdies handle it. So far, so good here in the 94th minute. Tenari now racing, and he is challenged. Rowdies will throw it in.
But it's going to be a hard couple of minutes for Tenari and Tejada because Coach Collins is not going to want the rest of the guys to commit forward. So it's often going to turn into 2 against 4 as these minutes die down. Those two can wreak havoc on just about any defense in the USL.
Well, last season, you were not here, Ryan, but there was a stretch about midway point where the Rowdies got hammered with red cards. Leon Taylor drawing one. Marcel Schaefer got one for Tampa Bay during the middle of the summer. And hopefully that one from Maduro does not start a string.
Yeah, there are consequences to red cards. It can destroy chemistry and rhythm. So teams have to be wary. Coaches have to be wary.
Buckmaster in New York trying to get a worthy chance here on goal. They've been hard to come by tonight here in Tampa Bay. New York Red Bulls 2 and Tampa Bay Rowdies. Only one loss between both of these sides coming in tonight.
Such a disciplined performance at the back by the Rowdies.
This ball sent in. In the box that time, trying to elevate and get a head on it. It was D'Souza Jr.
He's taken a knock. So the ball served in by Buckmaster. The flick on by Stroud. And there's D'Souza now. And got the back of Leo Fernandez's head. And the Brazilian is down.
Checking to make sure his teeth are still in his mouth.
This is turning into like the Thriller in Manila, the Rumble in the Jungle. Where, it's like a boxing match almost. Where mouth guards are more important than chin guards.
Take one more look. That's the back of Fernandez's head.
Head 1, cheek 0 in that battle.
Hard knocks tonight here on the pitch at Al Lang.
Well, the New York Red Bulls came into tonight on top of the Eastern Conference. Are going to leave Al Lang limping. It's been a tough match. The summer is coming in here in the South. And the battle of the North and the South is being decided here. And the Southerners have something to say.
Throws it in for New York. Rowdies in defensive mode here the rest of the way. Trying to seal a 2-0 victory. Would be the 7th clean sheet for McCarthy if he could hold on.
Oh, good effort by Steinberger. Excellent by the Red Bulls.
Buckmaster, good job keeping it alive. How about Caleb Richards? He never stops going. It'll be a corner for Red Bulls 2 with precious time remaining. McCarthy going for that 7th clean sheet. Is it in the cards?
Good pressure by Tejada, forcing Rito all the way back.
Morrow coming up for New York. Circling back now. Jordan Scarlett keeping it alive for the Red Bulls too. Steinberger comes up. And now we're over 98 minutes in the 99th here at Al Lang. Scarlett Steinberger.
Now Scarlett, interesting tidbit here, used to be a center midfielder in high school in the Bronx. He's now playing center back as his career develops.
Stroud has not been very effective tonight for New York. He really needed his scoring punch. Red Bulls too trying to find that replacement for Barlow with those 8 goals, and this could be a challenge the rest of the way for them. They have looked a little unsure of themselves in the final third. The Tampa Bay Rowdies take it to New York Red Bulls 2 here tonight. 2-0, the final score. The Rowdies only their second victory ever over the Red Bulls 2 side, and what a night it was for the Rowdies and their superstar up-and-comer Juan Tejada. Let's send it on the pitch to Heather.
Thank you, Drew. Juan, you've just been on fire recently. You score at Atlanta, at Nashville, 2 goals tonight. What's your secret?
Well, just working hard, really. It's teamwork. I mean, the guys are amazing. We have a solid defense, and then it helps us, the guys up front, just to do a job. Today just proved it, how much we have worked during preseason, during season, and then we just hope to keep winning and, you know, just keep working hard.
Your first 2 professional goals were on the road. This was your first time scoring here at Al Lang. What was it like playing and scoring 2 goals in front of this crowd?
Amazing. The crowd have been fantastic during the whole season for me and for everybody. And, you know, I scored, as you said, twice on the road, and then I felt I needed to give this to the fans. And getting 2 goals against New York Red Bulls was amazing. And, you know, I'm just gonna enjoy this night, yeah.
Yeah, enjoy it. Thanks, Juan. Congratulations, guys.
He is the future of the Rowdies, says head coach Neil Collins. The brace for Tejada. Rowdies 2-0. We'll wrap it up when we come back.
This is St. Pete Clearwater, home to 35 miles of white sand bliss. But it's more than emerald surf and Gulf breezes. The beach is an attitude. It's the vibe of life, nature, art, music, or whatever brings you joy. Experience the American tropics right here in St. Pete Clearwater. Love the beach.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
UFC heavyweight Stipe Miocic fights for more than just a gold belt. A proud son of immigrants, Stipe fought for his dreams while working 2 jobs and fighting fires for his community. Stipe still fights fires and still proudly fights for his heritage. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from, it matters what you're made of. Modelo, the official beer of UFC.
2-0 Rowdies defeat New York Red Bulls 2. What a night it was at Al Lang Stadium, and the Rowdies are back next week as they host Swope Park before heading on the road for 2 OKC Energy, Birmingham, and North Carolina, Charleston as well. The Oklahoma City match is the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup match, and Ryan, the Rowdies have won 12 in a row. Actually, have gone unbeaten 12 in a row.
Momentum is theirs. Neil Collins has his team going on. The Rowdies have their tails in the air. It's all just steamrolling right now.
2-0 the final score. The brace for Juan Tejada, and 12 unbeaten, a club record in the modern era for Tampa Bay. For Ryan Davis, Heather Donnelly, and our fabulous crew, I'm Drew Felios. We'll see you next week here on ESPN+.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.